money game so black people can win and dominate. I'm your host, Brother Daryl Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum and welcome, brothers and sisters. If this is your first time here, we want to welcome you. Make sure you hit the subscribe, the notification bell. So every time we go live in any of the many broadcasts here on Closing the Gap broadcast, you can tune in. I mean, they're all, something that we need as black people during this time, from agriculture to Brother Willie is, I am a testimony. It's just a lot of good programs here, just like you go to your favorite channel on cable or television. This should be the broadcast channel that you come to get the news you can use, get the information that we as black people need in the time like we're living in right now, brothers and sisters. So I'm happy to come to you and bring you some information. Anniversary, you definitely want to get this book right here, brothers and sisters. You can get it at themoneygamebook.com. You get it. You get on my list. We're going to have some live Zoom programs just for those that's on this particular list, because I'm looking for a certain kind of people, certain kind of individuals. And this show right here is based on my book. And it's based on the content that I've learned over the past 40 years of this journey of financial empowerment, building wealth, getting rich, you name it, right? Because we have to, as a people, as children of ex-slaves, we have a steep hill to climb, but it's worth climbing, and we should make that effort every step of the way, all right? So if you're about that life, if you're about the money game so black people can win and dominate, I want to tell you, buckle your seats, because you're in for a very, very how I'm getting the glitch here on my connection. How do I win and dominate while Trump is in office? How do we do that, Daryl? And we're going to cover that. And then, of course, we got a courage coach. He's going to come on and help with the mind, right? We have to make a paradigm shift. Your head is on the top of your body for a reason. Everything starts in your mind. And that's what my book talks about. So make sure you go and grab the book. Let me give it to you again. Let me give you the link where you can go and grab that, as you see right there. Okay. You get 2 free gifts when you go there, themoneygamebook.com. You get 2 free gifts. And one of them being the live Zoom that we're going to have here in the next week or so. We scheduled it a couple of weeks ago, but known to me, it was Easter, right? So we're rescheduling it now. A couple of Sundays ago. So, welcome. If you're a returning guest, then thank you. Thank you very much for coming back. You know that we going to give you a different way of looking at what you're looking at, a different way to see what's right there in front of your eyes, looking at it from the lens of black people in America, so-called American Negroes, and what we have to go against that's unique to our sojourner. It takes a lot for us to make that shift, but it comes with awareness, and it comes with a higher level of consciousness. And the thing I want to tell you, brothers and sisters, those of us who say we are conscious, right? We have a level of consciousness about our people, our community. Well, you've just volunteered yourself to be one of those that are going to have to be the example for those that are less conscious. And the Nation of Islam back in those days, in the 60s, right? Well, what we accomplished back in the 60s benefited everybody, from the 60s all the way up to present time. Look like I'm not getting a visual feed on YouTube. But anyway, we're going to continue. Hopefully YouTube will fix that. But so everybody's benefiting, even till this day. Foreigners that come here, if you want to call them foreigners, immigrants, come here, they benefit from what we accomplished in the 60s. Let me see if we can get this video right on YouTube, because I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing it here on my broadcast side, but I don't see it. This is live. Okay, bear with me. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna refresh my screen. Hopefully I won't lose you guys. And that'll refresh so we can get some visuals. Be right back. All right, no visuals still. We have audio, but no visual on YouTube. Because I'm looking at YouTube on my phone and I don't see, let me see something here. Okay, that showed up. What are we gonna have a pod? We're gonna do a podcast instead. Well, you know what? I tell you what. Let me see if we can go to the phone. Go to my phone. Bear with me, brothers and sisters. We might have to just. Don't go nowhere. Don't you just love life in live? Don't you just love it? Better than the alternative, right? Let's see if we can add me in here. Okay. All right. Look like we have to do it like this. Let me get this feedback down. Can you hear me? Mic check. All right, feedback. Why is that feedback there? Got my volume down. Testing mic check. Y'all hear that whistling? Maybe if I get out. Oh, I know. Okay, that should help. Bear with me, brothers and sisters. Mic check. Still whistling. Still getting the echo. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Maybe I could do it like that. All right. Do we get echo now? Okay. Yeah, Curry's coach is trying to coach me through it because he's more technically inclined than I am. I want to be able to hear myself through the broadcast. It was good a second ago. How is it now? Is it now? Is it better now? I turned off the microphone. Courage coach. Okay, that's good. All right, it's gonna be a delay, so we're gonna work with it. I won't be able to hear myself. All right, brothers and sisters. So welcome to the real world. This is live. See, this is the difference between live and edited. You have to deal with the imperfections, but you know, the Courage Coach and I have done this time and time again. So we're used to the live broadcasting, and I used to do them several years ago. So this happens on a regular basis. You just got to be able to bounce back and keep going. So we're going to talk about, and we want to make it quick. So you take your notes, brothers and sisters, put your comments in there. I do see Sister RN. I see you. Sister Anne Marie. Definitely share this stream, brothers and sisters. Share this stream. You don't have a lot of us in the Nation of Islam bringing you content from the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad as the base. Everything that I share is from the base of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. All right? So just know it's all geared towards freedom. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said full and complete freedom. That's different from the freedom that the world talks about. So let us be real clear. It is more than just the freedom that the world is talking about. That's why I write in my book. It's not like any other book that you ever read about money. It's designed purposefully like that. Because we always need more and above than what the general public gets because we're coming from a different deficit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share with you 3 things, brothers and sisters, that we must do in order to win and dominate while Trump is in office. We can no longer do what we did to get to this point. We don't have the luxury anymore to take a selfish position that I'm good, so I'm not concerned about nothing else. Because as I said in my book, we're closer financially to zero than we are to the higher number where we need to be truly financially secure. So money is something, brothers and sisters, that we have to stop romanticizing, right? You should come here to get some content and use it. So when we come back in 2 weeks, you can put your receipts in the comment section. They say 80% of success is showing up. But it doesn't stop there. That's 80%. You still have to do the other 20%. in order to get some feedback. Showing up is not going to be enough to get the feedback that we want. And see, too often, brothers and sisters, we take the beginning, we treat the beginning like it's the end. Oh, I know about that. I've done that. I've read that book. But that's not the end. That is the beginning. That is just the beginning. That is near the beginning. We're closer to the beginning than we are to the finish line. So we as Black people have to understand what it really, really, really takes. The short game in the short distance is to just make sure that you're not homeless, naked, out of doors, you're not hungry. Then the next step is to have a little bit more and to be rich, where you have, these creature comforts, these high-end creature comforts. And then now with the latest, with the tariffs and things of that nature, those of you on TikTok or not on TikTok, but the Chinese manufacturer of all these luxury goods, in their response and retaliation to the tariffs, have gone to TikTok, right? And exposed where all these luxury brands getting their products from. We know China, but now they're going on a TikTok and telling you can get the same quality just direct from the manufacturers. Okay, so brothers and sisters, we're living in some very, very unprecedented times. And if you and I continue to do what we did last week, last month, 6 months ago, just the mere fact that we're not keeping up, we're not moving at the right pace, different directions, but at the right pace, we're going to get eliminated. So we're going to have to make some very, very, very tough decisions starting right now, yesterday, and continue into the near future. Others are making these tough decisions. We just don't see it because they don't put them on social media. You don't see what's happening behind the camera, but that's where the action is taking place, right? That's where the deals are being done. We just see the end results. So instead of begging to have a seat at the table, create your own table, you put the number of seats around the table and you invite the people to sit down at your table or a collective table, our table. It's time, brothers and sisters, for us to be our own leader. Stop looking to somebody else to do for you, as the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, what you and I can get up and do for ourselves. Now, I'm talking to myself too. As a courage coach can tell you, one of the sayings in the personal development space is what? The more the teacher teaches, the more the teacher learns. So we all, a lot of us want to be leaders and want to get on the camera, and that's good because you see, I'm on the camera. But you have to be a good student first and foremost. That means first and continuously, you have to be a good student. Some of us just are students long enough to be a teacher, and we stop being a student. So we're going to talk about, from my book, The Secrets, the Money Game, so Black people can win and dominate. You see it down there scrolling at your screen where you can go, or the pay is scrolling screen, but where you can go and get on the list. Get on the list. So when I have my private Zoom next week, God willing, then we can have a conversation. And then we can see those that are serious, those that are curious. Those that are serious always take the next step. They don't hesitate. They're not afraid. They're not looking in the rear view mirror. Say, well, last time I tried something like this, it didn't work. They continue to move forward. They continue to take the steps in the right direction. As long as you're going in the right direction, brothers and sisters, you're doing the right thing. So let us share this stream. I see a few people on here. Let's get up to some double digits. We get a lot of viewers on replay, which is good, right? But live is always better. So hit that share button down at the bottom, brothers and sisters. You should never come to something like this by yourself. See, we violate so many basic principles that the foundation of what we're trying to achieve is built on. And we wonder why things, when the wind blows, things get shaky. Personally, financially, spiritually, whatever the case may be. Is because these financial stones are not in place. They're not anchored. We're not standing on them firmly and confidently. But that's what it's going to take. When you're standing out in the elements and the wind is blowing, your footing has to be stronger when the wind is blowing against you and the wind's not blowing against you. And the winds are blowing in America, brothers and sisters. And the only thing that's going to keep your and my sanity, and I'm going to cover the three things, the only thing that's going to keep your and my sanity is our perception, how we perceive it. But I want you to go ahead and share this stream. You see there, the broadcast is not free. Put your money where your mouth is. That's part of the winning and dominating of the money game. Let me share this little nugget with you right quick. You ready, brothers? Write these things down. The simplest things are the most powerful things. Write this down. I've learned over the past 40 years, the very thing that you want the most, you have to give up. You have to release. You have to let go of it before you get more of it. You want more money? You have to release the money. You have to release it. You have to sow it. You can't eat from a tree you never planted, and you can't eat from a tree that you don't water. These are the basic life principles that all life is regulated by. All energy is regulated by. That we have to understand, and just implementing that understanding in all areas of our life, not just financially, things that start happening. We put a lot of effort in, but it's wrong. It's out of order. It's not with understanding. So you have to share. You have to share the stream. You have to make a donation. We stop our own growth more than somebody else stops our growth. Why? Because we're with ourselves more than anybody else is with us. So you have to do that. And it's test and strive when you don't have it. One of my network marketing mentors said it like this: don't look at what you don't have. Look at what you do have, and you get what you don't have, but by what you do and what you do have. So that's a paradigm shift. Because most people are always looking at what they don't have, what they don't have, what they don't have. But what do you have? That's all you have to work with, is what you do have. And what you do have is your life. And that's the most important thing to have, is your life. In a sound mind. But a sound mind in a situation like this, in a society, in a time like this, a sound mind is not common. A sound mind is something that you have to work towards. That's why you hear more people today talking about meditation and yoga and therapy. You have to understand what that really means. It means it's a mental health crisis, but those are the people that's trying to do something about it. And it's not always about a crisis. You deal with your mental health so you can maintain and expand in the midst of confusion. See, what does this have to do with money? It has everything to do with money. What we're attempting to do, myself and a courage coach and my book, that's why you should get this book, brothers and sisters. You can't say you about that life and you have no receipts. Your receipts are old. You got to constantly have receipts, proof, 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 proof. And that proof is for you. That's proof so you can prove to yourself that you're just not talk. Because, and the Courage Coach can tell you, when we give up on ourselves is when it all goes to hell, right? When you stop believing in yourself and your God. Because see, the money game, we all play the money game. Watch some of the old episodes here. We got 17, other than this one makes number 18. We all play the money game. But we all not playing to win and dominate. You can't win and dominate at anything by accident. It has to be a clear intention. All right? So we want to definitely put our money where our mouth is. We want to give to Closing the Gap Broadcast Network. If you have $20, do 10 and 10. You have 5, do 250, 250. You got $50, do 25 and 25. Who is going to plant the seed? Money is the seed that you plant. You have two types of people in the garden. You have planters and you have reapers. You need both for the people who shop at the marketplace, that shop in the grocery store, can eat. The planter and the reaper, the harvester, they're going to eat. They're getting it directly from the source. So if they have enough to get to the grocery store, then you and I will eat. So brothers and sisters, write these notes down. There's a lot of nuggets that Coach and I share with you. We've been doing it for so long. I mean, we don't have notes. We outline a bullet point what we're going to say, but we don't have a script. Actors have scripts. Don't have. We're doing it for so long. It's just a part of who we are, our beingness. So I want to share with you, brothers and sisters, I want to share with you, what does it take for us to win and dominate with Trump in office? Now, a lot of things are happening. A lot of craziness is going on in America. The only way you don't see some of it is that your head is in the ground, and that's not good. I mean, everything is happening with Donald Trump and the tariffs and all kind of things that's happening. You have happening with Shannon Sharpe, right? I mean, just craziness. What happened with Shador, Coach Prime's son? It's just crazy. It's just crazy, brothers and sisters, right? You don't want to get caught up in the drama, but that just lets you know what the atmosphere is that we're walking in, and we're wondering what's affecting us. And you know, space and atmosphere has vibration in it. I cover vibration in my book. Has vibration in it. That's why you can walk into a room and you can just sense that something ain't right. You can sense that, you know, something I can just feel, it doesn't feel right in it. Because the atmosphere carries frequency and energy. See, if you don't know these things, you'll be victim of them. So you ready? Here are the three things, brothers and sisters. We're going to cover them real quick. Then we're going to take a break and bring on the Courage Coach. But you need to write this down. Share this stream. See, once you get on this list right here, the other one that I put up for the book, the moneygamebook.com. See, once you get on that list, and once you get on the Zoom, I'm gonna have more than one Zoom. Because things happen. Life is lifing, and there's lifing more now than ever before, just due to the craziness. And I don't want to miss anybody that wants to join on with me. Because we got to make some major moves. And it don't take a whole lot of people. It never takes a whole lot of people to move the masses. It takes the right people to move the masses. All right? So are we ready? You ready? Say I'm ready down there in the chat. Let me see. In the comments. Say if I'm ready, say I'm ready. Say I'm ready. All right, so here's number one. Daryl, what do I do? What do you suggest I do? in order to win and dominate with Trump in office? Number one. Thank you, Sister Alicia. Number one, don't get distracted, brothers and sisters. Don't get distracted. America is good for distracting the people. Don't get distracted. Spend more time focuses on you and what you need to do. We know what to do. We just don't do it. Right? We just don't do it. We know we should store food. We just don't do it. We know we should have money saved up. We just don't do it. We know we need more money, income, but we just don't do it. And that's the problem. That's the problem. So don't get distracted, brothers and sisters. Don't let everything get your attention. Recognize what you need in your life, what's important right now for you, and you zone in on that. If your health is an issue, zone in on that. If your finances is an issue, zone in on that. If your children is an issue, zone in on that. Whatever the issue is, zone in on that. And anything else, just take it off the table. You can revisit it in a week or so. You can visit in a week or so. Don't have your head in the ground, but don't have your head, your nose in the sky, and you catching everything that passes by. You don't want to do that. And that's easy to do in America. It's easy to get distracted in America because there's so much going on. And most of it is non-productive. It's unnecessary. It's to keep the masses of the people distracted so those at the top can do what they have to do without you noticing it. And on these private Zooms, we're gonna deal with some specifics. We're gonna name some names because I'm at the time in my life is about receipts. I'm name dropping, but I'm not gonna do it here because they don't name drop in public. They name drop in private. They vet the people in their groups to make sure that they are who they are and they're about that life, and they do things together. They don't get together socially to go fishing, watch the football game. They have those groups too. When we come down to winning and dominate the money game, they got a special group of individuals. They know who to call for that. You and I have to do the same thing too. And we'll cover that on these Zooms we're going to do. I think I'm going to do them like every week or every 2 weeks. So I have to look at my schedule. But you want to be a part of it, but you need to go ahead and go to themoneygamebook.com and get the book because that's going to be one of the requirements. One of the requirements. So don't get distracted. Stop letting everything get your attention. So distraction comes from everywhere and everybody. Your friend's going to bring it. Your relative's going to bring it. Well, you saw what Donald Trump did. Just conversation. Very few people do anything. Very few people take responsibility for themselves. Everything for themselves. Everything about themselves. How can we live in the richest country in the world? The GDP is 10 times larger than the second largest country. And we broke? The people of America, the mass of the people are broke. We learned that during COVID. That's an indictment. That's absurd. That's a disgrace to say you're the richest in one hand and then the poorest in the other hand. But that's you and I. That's our people, brothers and sisters. That's why, you know, I'm looking for a few that's going to dedicate the rest of their life, just like they do, just like our opponents do, just like our enemy does. They devote their life to being in power. And it's just a few of them. You don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. See, that's the mindset. That's what it takes. That's the understanding in order to win and dominate. Share the stream, donate. Share the stream, donate. See, when you live in a society like America, you financially support things that you may not ordinarily do voluntarily, but because you have to support them to survive, you do. So when you get a chance to support voluntarily, like a stream like this, like a program like this, you should be quick to pay that like you quick to pay those other bills. Quick to pay your water bill, quick to pay your light bill, your gas bill, your groceries, your gas for your car. Whatever you got to do, you put that on credit card, you find a way, you make it happen because you have to. And that's what it's going to take if we're going to ever be free, have full and complete freedom. Not this Negro freedom that we see on Instagram. Because full and complete freedom, you can't see. Not with things and trinkets that come from China. Right? So number one, don't get distracted. And it's hard. It's hard, brothers and sisters. And sometimes you just have to factor that in and count that as your downtime, your leisure time. Right? Even that is an intentional effort to be distracted. Number two, here's a big one. I covered it in my book, so get it. The Money Game. Let me put that back up. TheMoneyGameBook.com. Where you at, baby? Right? There it is. All right? Right here. I talk about this. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. What is your business? Your business is your life. Everything about your life is your business. Now, this is a money game show. So specifically, we're talking about money. Let that be about your business. When the last time you read a book about money? When the last time you watched something on YouTube about money? When the last time you had a conversation with somebody that knows what they're talking about money? See, that has to be common conversation for us, just like common conversation for other things. Mind your own business. What does your money look like? What does your credit look like? Mind your own business. Your children is your business. Your family, your loved ones. Mind your own business, meaning put attention towards it. Back to number one, don't get distracted. So you put that attention towards your business. What are you doing every day as a way of life that you can show as receipts day after day after day after day? Then I'm minding my own business. You just need to know that a rainstorm is coming. So you can mind your own business, and when you leave the house, bring you an umbrella. You just need to know there's going to be 40 degrees outside, the bigger picture, what's happening in society, what's happening in the environment. You just need to know that, so you know I need to put on my coat. So when I go out, mind my own business is me putting on a coat and going out in the cold weather because I got to go. So same thing in your life. You need to know what's happening economically on a bigger scale, so you know what jacket to put on. You know if I need to get my umbrella. Don't get caught up into that good guy, bad guy, and just get facts. See, one of the many things I like about money, and if your mind says money is the root of all evil, then that's your problem. I said, one thing I like about money, not having it, getting it, but just the ideal and the understanding of money. That it's a tool. That is something that you use, because if you don't use it properly, it will use you improperly. See, energy flows both ways. See, so the money game, so black people can win and dominate. We have too many of us that don't want to win and dominate. There's not enough of us. There's 40 to 50 million black people. How many do we need that have dedicated their lives to winning and dominating? Not getting a car, not going to the mall and getting those expensive items, and then you put on Instagram, you walking through the mall. I don't see Jeff Bezos doing that. I don't see the richest people in the world doing that. You don't think they fly in private? Maybe their children doing it. I don't know. But I don't see those. I don't see the ones that are winning and dominate. They're not doing that. That's too small for them. Who are they trying to prove? Who are they trying to impress? Who are they trying to impress? So number 2, brothers and sisters, mind your own business. In the Nation of Islam, we call that backbiting and gossip. That means just talking about other people, biting on other people. You see what happened to Shan Sharper? Isn't that his name? Shay. Just biting. I mean, we promoting the news. We promote it like we getting paid. Mind your own business. So some of us have to determine, okay, that sounds good, Daryl, but what is my own business? Figure it out. You cannot win and dominate at anything looking for somebody to spoon feed you. Spoon feed you. My job is to give you the big picture, the 20, 30,000 foot view, to take the thinking off of your ceiling, off of your thinking, take the lid off of your thinking. So things can look clearer now as far as money is concerned. And then you can make the right steps and make the right decisions for yourself. There's one brother I'm coaching and mentoring. He always asks me, what's the best? What's the best? What's the best? And I said, it's relative. There is no best. General best. What's the best investment? They used to ask me that when I was a stockbroker. What's the best investment? There is no general answer to that. The answer is what's best for you. But who's responsible for knowing what's best for you than you? See, brothers and sisters, this is what we need as a people. You don't need for me to tell you about real estate investing, because I can, with just my spin on it. Cryptocurrency with my spin on it. Investing in the market, stock market with my spin on it. No, we need something totally different. So we'll understand why. What's the purpose? Why bother? Because it's not easy. That's why most people don't do it, because it's not easy to win and dominate. It's just easy to go and finance you a nice car and a nice house and keep your credit card balance kind of low so you can, enjoy life. Brother Houston Boyd, right? So that's it. Mind your own business. When you join me at the moneygamebook.com on a Zoom, you'll be able to ask me questions. It's gonna be live Zoom call. I'm gonna have them on a regular basis. I don't know if I'm gonna do weekly or bi-weekly, but I'm gonna have it because I'm looking for them. Once I find the number of people I'm looking for, me and the Courage Coach, we're gonna shut it all down because it's time to put our head down and go to work. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't see the root sprouting. You don't know anything is happening until you see the sprout, the shoot come through the earth. Another sign, another principle. So mind your own business, brothers and sisters. How much money are you making? Do you know where every penny goes? You can't say yes if you're not tracking. If you're not tracking it, if it's not a habit, then you're not doing it. What's your income? What's your expenses? Where can you trim? These are the things. Because if you just look and see what's happening, what you see is the whole world. The whole world, the leaders of these countries, brothers and sisters, they're jockeying for position, for power, global dominance, for survival. They're fighting for survival. Even America is fighting for survival. You know what you call that? You call that a hint. And if America's fighting for survival, how should you and I act on this ship called America that's fighting for survival? We're just supposed to just keep our same routine every day. Just keep on doing the same thing. And only when something bad happens in our life, then we, now we want to make some adjustments. To win and dominate, you can't be reactionary. That's not what those that win and dominate do. So mind your own business. And number 3 is get your financial house in order. Remember, business is your life. Now we're talking about number 3. Write this down. Number 3 is get your financial house in order. If you don't have enough income, go out there and get you some more income, brothers and sisters. Stop thinking lack is okay. Barely making it is okay. No, it's not okay. We live in the richest country in America. We've been here longer than anybody else other than the Native Americans and white people. We should be at the top of the food chain. Just by default, just by being here long enough. I already know we've been in slavery 3. I got you're not talking to a foreigner. I get it. But I'm just saying, now that we are quote unquote emancipated and free, then we should be sprinting financially. We should be sprinting to get our financial house in order. We did that right after Reconstruction. That's why we had all these black cities around America. But we started drinking the Kool-Aid, brothers and sisters. We got hoodwinked and bamboozled, as Malcolm said. That's why it's those of us that's part of the conscious community. Not conscious to protest, not conscious just to expose the enemy and Illuminati. All that stuff is good. But who gonna be conscious financially to go out here and compete pound for pound against those other folks that are financially conscious that's blocking us? A high school football team, right? Don't play an elementary football team, but they both playing football. So we got to come up and be more of a competitor, if you will. We have to come up and be more contenders. And if you look in society and you have some level of vision and you're not, cloudy in your vision is pretty good, then you can see what's happening with Deion Sanders' son, Shador. You can see what's happening with Shannon Sharpe. Now, we all play a role, but it's the same old, same old. Same old, same old. How long are we going to continue to fall for the okie doke? How long? So get your financial house in order, brother. Says I have a program that I'm going to release, God willing, this year. It's called Get Your Financial House in Order. You got taxes. How you handling your taxes? None of us should be paying taxes. Legally, not pay taxes. How you finance? What's your credit score? What does your cash look like? If they were to shut down the banking system, how much cash do you have to survive? Can't be conscious, black consciousness, and be financially ignorant, right? What's the point of have a black consciousness and we can't relate that to money and how we should move with money and how we should operate with money and what we should look to do with our money? How can we be conscious, black consciousness, and we're not even trying to store food? We're not even trying to improve our health. We're not even trying to take supplements, but we're conscious enough to know that the food that we're eating now are the blemish of their nutrients. What good is the consciousness? Just so we can talk, so we can judge our brothers and sisters that don't know about Timbuktu and don't know about the Ankh. That's the problem. They need some examples of success that they said, I want to be like you. What are you doing? I'm conscious. I'm about full and complete freedom. I got nice things, but I put it in the right order. I prioritized it right. We conscious about the school system being bad, but our children go to public school, or we not trying to finance somebody else to go to private school. This book is designed to help us to understand what's in our best interest. We don't know what's in our best interest. We don't know what's in our best interest. We're going to talk about that, themoneygamebook.com, so make sure you get on it. So number one, don't be so distracted. And if you are, then good. Put some time aside to watch you a movie a week, football game a week, whatever. See, be intentional in your distraction. I unfollowed almost every one of my Facebook friends. Because as I heard someone say, either you use social media or social media uses you. And that's just how life is. You either use money or money uses you. So number one, just bring your distraction level down. Oh, I'm not distracted. We'll bring it down even further. Right? Bring it down even further. Number two, mind your own business. Mind your own business. Not that you're not aware. Consciousness means aware. But you make your business priority over what's happening overseas, what's happening in DC. We spend all our time talking about what's happening in DC, and we don't spend half that amount of time talking about what's happening in our lives. Right? So we focus on things we can't change, the things we can change, we don't. So that's number two. Number three is get your financial house in order. Now, we're going to help you with all of this and more. But you got to go to themoneygamebook.com, buy the book. And, after the first free Zoom, if you don't have the receipt, you haven't bought the book, then you're disqualified to move forward. Because you're really a thief. You take but don't give, that's stealing. You take something off the shelf and you don't pay for it, that's stealing. And you come back, get more, you don't pay. You come back, get more, you don't pay. Come back, get more, you don't pay. That's stealing, brothers and sisters. That's just what that is. All right. So share that stream, share, go to that page, and what else we want to do? Donate to the Money Game Show and donate there. Closing the gap. There you go. All right. So we're at the top of the hour. We got started kind of late with the technicalities, the technical difficulties, I should say. But we're here live, streaming from my cell phone. So what we're going to do, brother, so we're going to take us a break. And when we come back, you're going to hear from your brother, my brother, our brother, your courage coach. And he's going to tie all this together and help you make the necessary paradigm shift. Money is not the answer. Yes, no, money is not the answer. Getting your mind right is the answer. Because a fool and his money will always part. All right? So we'll be back in about 2 minutes, and we'll hear from your courage coach. All right, brothers and sisters, welcome back to the Money Game Show, so Black people can win and dominate. I'm your host, Brother Daryl Muhammad, coming to you live from the A to the T to the L, episode number 18. We're talking about how to win and dominate with Trump in office. Ooh, everybody's so scared, Courage Coach. Everybody just, oh man, what are we gonna do? The world coming to an end. Now we done survived 310 years of chattel slavery. Boy, I tell you the truth, boy. You gotta love us because we're some very peculiar people. But that's why we're here, brothers. We're here to put you up on game, the real game, the money game, so we can win and dominate. Aren't you tired of not winning and dominating? I'm talking about on a consistent level. You got franchise football teams out there, brother Courage Coach. You got franchise, companies that's just always, hitting their numbers. Take a little dip, hit their numbers again. You know what I'm saying? But they're icon companies. You can count on Amazon. You don't think they're gonna go out of business no time soon. But wouldn't you, brother and sister, like to be like that? Wouldn't you like to set your family up like that? Well, you can. You can. And this show and the book that I have and what Coach brings, we are pebbles, right? In that road that you have to walk down. And if everybody just play their part, right, you'll get where you need to go with God's help. And we'll do the same thing too. So that being said, Courage Coach, are you there?
Yes, sir, Brother Daryl. I am here. Can you hear me loud and clear?
All right, well, take it away, brother. Well, see if I can work on these technicalities we got going on over here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Daryl. Thank everybody who was watching. Thank the Closing the Gap team for making this stream, this platform, this space available for us to be able to come on and do things like this. A lot of great broadcasts come out of Closing the Gap. And so, definitely stay tapped in. Absolutely stay tapped in. Now, I am your courage coach. And one of the things I'll tell you all, out of all of the years that I've been speaking, mentoring, coaching around the globe, um, I realized something. And some people ask, well, what makes them think he's the courage coach? And it's not about you as much as it is about me. Because I realized something very early in my journey that myself and others were suffering from a lack of courage. A lack of courage. There were some times in my life where there were actions I could have taken, should have taken, knew could be taken, but I didn't for whatever reason. I won't go through all the psychology of it all and the trauma, back traumas or anything like that. I won't even go into all of that. But I realized there was a core component that was missing nearly every single moment in my life where I didn't do what I knew I could do, should do, and needed to be done. And when I finally probed it all and went back on along the timeline and came back forward, I realized it was a lack of courage. Now, I'll give you a quick example of this, and we'll go into what I wanted to talk about based on what Brother Daryl's bringing to us today. I had one of my associates way back in the day before I even became a speaker, and I met this young man and a cool brother, really good guy, and we were in this workshop together, and I had reconnected with an old friend of mine and from childhood who was doing very powerful things, and I was in the workshop like everybody else, and I met a lot of powerful people, and shout out to Dr. Stan Harris, Artemis Limpert, Jeffrey Combs, and Robert Butwin, and even Myron. I got a chance to meet Myron Goldwyn. Now, some of you all think Myron just popped up out of nowhere. No, Myron has been doing this for a long time. He's been consistently being what you see now is a little more polished, but it's Myron, and this is who he's been. He's been very consistent in his messaging. And so I thank Almighty God Allah that I've had those chances and experiences to meet these kinds of people and to see them in all of our infancies, if you will. But this one young man, he was in the workshop like me. What we weren't a presenter or nothing like that. We just there taking notes. And fast forward about 3 years later, I'm speaking and traveling the world and doing my thing. And he had called me up one day and he said, man, I remember when you came to that first boot camp, that first workshop. I said, yeah. He said, man, now you all over, you traveling, you're doing all this great stuff, man. He said, Said, man, I can't seem to quite get it together, man. I don't know what am I doing wrong? I said, you know what your problem is, man? You're afraid to die. And he said, no, I'm not. I said, yes, you are. He said, no, I'm not. I said, yes, you are. He said, man, I'm telling you, I'm not. I said, I'm going to tell you again, you are absolutely afraid of dying. And he says, man, okay, maybe I'm not getting it. What do you mean by that? I said, you know, most people, man, are afraid of who they are going to be on the other side of those choices, right? Of taking action. Most people have gotten comfortable with who they are, how they are, where they are, right? And like they are, they've gotten so good at it that it's become normalized or comfortable. And you say it's your personality. This is how I move. This is how I get down. You know, I've always been like this, which is some famous last words, by the way. And I told him, I said, but most people are afraid to die, which meaning you have to give up who you've been all this time, the person you've gotten so comfortable with, the person you've come to know. Who wants to? I mean, really, most people don't like meeting strangers already, let alone being a stranger to yourself. For most people, that's terrifying. To be a stranger to themselves. Who would I be if I was that, if I did that? That's why most people who win the lottery end up dead or dead broke within 7 years, 7 to 10 years. You're dead or dead broke. That's the phenomenon. Research it. And why is that too? Because most people can't conceive of it. You can't even wrap your mind around it. You will self-sabotage. Go back to what you know is normal. To get back to stasis. Okay, okay, this is more like it. Some people, chaos is normalized. Dysfunction is normalized. And they will create circumstances and situations. You'll manufacture things in order to get what's considered normal. Oh, yes, you will. Oh, yes, you will. That's why most people end up in the same situations, same jobs, same outcomes, same relationship, same whatever, all the same. It's just like my last situation. I'm tired of it. And then you want to blame the world, other people. It's all men, it's all women, it's all jobs, it's all this, all that. No, no, it's you, it's me, absolutely. hmm Because your normal is this is true. This is true. So that's what's normal. So what you do is you look for what I'll and I say because it's online. Oh my goodness, I have a hard time online because so much confirmation bias. You're looking to justify what you think and believe is true, no matter what it is. You're looking for reasons to say, "Yep, it's true. It's true. See, it's true. Yeah, I knew it was true." And because you want to feel normal, you want to feel comfortable, you want to feel at ease. See, nothing changes. Okay, everything's the same. So you're hoping when you leave your house in the morning, some people go to work or whatnot, you actually hoping that when you walk outside, your car is there. Inside you, there's something in your psyche that's like, oh Lord, let my car be there. Or you get ready to come down the street, you like hoping the house is all right. Ain't no windows broken, everything looks the same. Whew. You walking in, you don't even realize you're doing it. It's a subtlety. You do an inventory, you check it, make sure everything look right. Ain't nobody broke in, everything right, everything's the same. Let somebody move something in the office at work. You like, well, who moved it? Why they move the TV over there? Why the refrigerator? It was fine like it was. See, you the normal. So you're looking for that. But realize that on the other side of all that normal, all that regular, all that commonplace is a great destiny for most people. A great destiny you can have, I can have, we can have if we just had enough courage to say, you know what, I'm going to challenge that. I'm going to challenge my normal, my regular, what my family has always done. We've always been this way. Well, then let's start doing some opposite stuff. He said, well, what if it's been working? Now, that's fine. I'm not saying don't do what works. I'm saying challenge it, check and see if maybe something else works even more. You could have been doing A, 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 and A's been working. That's fine. But then one day, say, let's do a C and see what happens with the C. Well, you say, well, I don't know about that, coach. That don't sound right. Well, let's say it like this. The Elijah Muhammad says to us that the original man and woman learns through experimentation. Words, not mine. I didn't make that up. He said the original man learns through experimentation. You got to try something, push the envelope, test the line, Step over, step back, move to the side, shimmy, shimmy a little bit. Do something different, shake it up. But you're only going to be able to do that if you have enough courage inside you to say, you know what, I'm willing to go to the uncommon. I'm willing to go to the hard places, the strange places, the outer regions, to boldly go where no one has gone before. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to explore. So you can be mad when they did the little rocket thing and the women went up and, they didn't go up too far, but they went up, the inner atmosphere area, and you can say, oh, it wasn't true, and they ain't real, and they're fake, and this little sound thing. You could do all that if you want to, maybe because you afraid. You ever think about maybe you think it ain't possible because you afraid, you scared, you ain't willing to be the person. Say, whatever, let's go for it. Oh, that's them people. Them people, they like that. Okay, well, and maybe that's why they are where they are for a large part. That's why they win and dominate, and you don't win and dominate because you're not willing to go the extra mile. You're not willing to push the line a little further. I'm not talking about doing nothing nefarious or wrong. I'm talking about being courageous in your life to say, you know what, I'll, I'll try it. I'll make that product. I'll try that out. Somebody at some point had to say, let's try to make a way to move faster instead of horse and carriage. Horses got to eat and all this stuff. There's got to be a better way. Somebody said we can make these roads a little different. It's got to be a better way. So people come up with ideas and try something, test this and try that. At some point, we dial in something that works best for most people. And then everybody say, "Woo, I'm so glad this is like this." But if you were back then, you'd be like, "Man, that's crazy. I don't know why they doing that, man. We don't need nothing new." You got to be courageous. So I realized that in my life, there were key moments where things would have turned out dramatically different. Now I'm happy about my life. I am. Things could have turned out dramatically different, good, bad, or indifferent, however you want to look at it, because you don't really know. Had I had enough courage in me to say, you know what, let me do this. And I'll give you another example. Now, moving to what I really want to talk about based on what Brother Daryl brought to us today. And I remember a time way back in the day, and may Allah be pleased with my mother. Um, I wanted to go to college because one of my running buddies, he ended up going to college, and he was at Lincoln University, and I was in the music business back then, so I was doing pretty well for myself. As artist, I'm writing, arranging, producing, recording. I'm doing concerts and shows. I'm doing all the deals at the labels and all. I'm having a great time in my life. But I figured, okay, man, I'll go to college, too, and do some of that. So not that I didn't like school growing up. I did, enough to be able to graduate and stuff, but there were certain subjects I loved, whether it be English, art, psychology, things like that. That was those subjects I enjoyed. Some of the other stuff, I'm like, I hated gym, and some of that stuff was goofy. I was a martial artist. I didn't want to be gym and running around with the boys. I'm like, if we can scrap, fine. All that other running around, I didn't like it. So anyway, I got an F in gym, but I decided, okay, I'm going to go to college. I think I'll do that. And so I studied, took the SATs, did extremely well, applied to a bunch of colleges, universities across the country, got accepted to every one of them. My boy was at Lincoln. I got accepted to Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go to Lincoln. And then I went into my mother. I did all the financial aid stuff and everything. And I'm 17 at the time. And I did all the financial aid. I did all the paperwork, everything, got everything together. And I went into my mom's. I was like, Mom, boom, boom. And she went off on me. Oh, what is wrong with you? You always doing too much. And who told you to see all doing stuff? And she went in on me, right? Broke my little spirit. He broke my little spirit. I didn't understand the reaction. Like, wait a minute. I just did extremely well on the SAT. I did all the college paperwork and stuff. Got accepted to school. The contribution was only going to be like $97 a year. It wasn't even nothing real. I didn't even know you could like work study and get a little job. And nobody. There was nobody in our family that went to college at that point. So I didn't know. Oh, you can actually work, get $100 a year, and the rest of your tuition is paid. Brother, you can make this happen. I didn't have nobody to say that. And so I ripped up the little acceptance letter, and then it had a little sticker that said "Welcome Lincoln University." I left that in my mother's little curio cabinet or whatever. But anyway, but had I had enough courage in me to say, you know what, I'm gonna go anyway. I'm gonna go anyway. I don't care what she say. I'm gonna go anyway. You gotta have something in you to say you gonna disobey mama, or you gonna go ahead and go for it anyway. I was doing other things, that she didn't necessarily like or care. She wasn't into the music. She didn't, oh, my son's very good in the music. He's writing all these songs and recording and all these major labels and concerts and stuff. She never got involved. She never went to one thing, never said a word, never came to nothing. Now, she was a good mom. She worked and paid bills and provided for us, but she wasn't involved like that. So I had enough courage to do those things. Why not that? So I realized there were key moments where there was another level of courage I needed to tap into. This is why I'm your courage coach, because I believe that there's another level inside of you. There's another level. You can go to the next level. Y'all ever want to have something comedy? Go on YouTube and look for that skit where brother was like, "Ho, another, no, you gotta go." Mad TV is hilarious. Anyway, so watch this, brother and sister. I want to say something to you real quick, and then we'll get off and swing it back to Brother Daryl. Now, the three things Brother Daryl brought up. Now, here's something I want you to be mindful of. First one, distraction, right? Distraction. Now, if you really understand language, I love language. I love that my mother gave me a dictionary and a Bible when I was very young. I love words, the etymology of words, the history, where they come from. I love that. I love language. Right? I love language, the meanings of words and the roots of them and all that good stuff, right? And so when Brother Daryl said distraction, most people don't look at it and it's like it's root. Now, like Mama told us, we go to root knowledge. We have root knowledge. We don't do branch stuff. We root knowledge. Well, if that's the case, then let's get to the root of some things. This is away from. That's what this is a prefix. This meaning away from. But watch this. Some of y'all snow Muslims, right? Some of the snow Muslims. Y'all be rolling in the snow Muslim areas, right? I'm Cali boy. I'm West Coast, right? West Coast all day, right? So I love the West, and so we didn't have to deal with a lot of stuff that the snow Muslims had to deal with. I didn't live in the snow Muslim region, right? Cali boy, right? From the Bay to LA, that was the area. Okay, cool. So the snow Muslims, y'all know it's snow. And so you be in the areas and you in your car, and sometimes the tires get to spinning. I was in North Dakota one time and I'm driving down the road and snow and stuff on the ground. I got to the light went from green to yellow to red, and I put my foot on the brake and the car just slid right into the intersection. I'm looking like, what in the world's going on? Everybody looking at me, shaking my head like, what is wrong with him? He don't know what to do. Like, this is ridiculous. But at that moment when that happened, I'm trying to get some traction. Trying to get some traction, right? I want the wheels to catch, to give me some so I can get some motion in my life. I want to get some traction. I want to get some movement in the right direction. So if this is away from and traction is adhesion, if you will, right? Motion, right? Something that gives you the ability to prepare yourself. To be away from motion means you're immobilized. That's what distractions are. Distractions are mobilizing things. There are things that keep you from moving in the direction that you need to go in. It's like a hamster wheel. That's a distraction for the hamster. It makes him feel like he's doing something, but you're not going nowhere, baby. You're still right there. It's a distraction. So you want to eliminate these distractions, all distractions in your life. I don't care what they are. If it's from forward motion and movement, it's a distraction. I want you to spend some time analyzing all the areas of your life and find out if it's a distraction or not. I got a little online game, I little play. I was thinking about a little time waster. It's a distraction because I could be spending time on my sign language. I could be spending time on my Mandarin. I could be spending time on some other languages that I'm learning. I could be spending time on my ham radio stuff. I could be spending time on my other business stuff. I could be spending time, but there's a whole bunch of things got to be getting done. And anytime I realize when I do that, when I sit down and I watch a movie, that is a distraction because it is not going to move me in the direction that I say I want to go. If I'm trying to get down the road and I stop and look at the birds, look at the pretty birds, that's fine. I'm not saying you can't do that. Have a pleasure moment, but just know that is if you really saying I want to get down the road though, that is a distraction. All right. So you got a distraction. Now, the second thing I wrote down, he said, mind your own business. Ooh. But I realized something when Brother Daryl said that. How many of us mine, M-I-N-E, not M-I-N-D? How many of us mine our own? You're a business. I'm a business. I'm, I am a business man. I'm a business. What do you mean by that, coach? You have skills, gifts, talents, abilities, life experiences. You're a business. You're a walk. Every one of you are a walking business. You're a walking, talking business. But most of us have not mined our business. You haven't looked at your life, the totality of your disposition and your skills, your way. You might have a way with connecting with people like shout out to Brother Ghazi, Dr. Ghazi Hamza. I love that brother right there. Brother, I was telling one of my one of my young brothers, brother Amon. Shout out to brother Amon. I was talking about brother Ghazi over the last week, multiple times, because brother Ghazi did a teaching moment with that. But I said, brother Ghazi is an absolutely excellent connector and communicator in this way that he everywhere he goes he connects with people everywhere he goes. Brother Gazi can't go to the supermarket without coming back with a connection. He met somebody that end up with something, and he next thing you know he's speaking or doing something somewhere connected with the youth in this program just because he's Gazi. Well, what is it about him? He's minding his own business. He knows who he is. He says, I'm gonna mind me. I like to talk to people. He everywhere he goes. Hey, boy, brother, man, brother, what you do for a living? What you are you here for? He'll talk to any and everybody. He's minding their business, but he's minding his because he says he'll connect what he knows, what he's done, his experiences to that person and what they do, what they need, what they know, and who they might be connected to. So I was sharing with the brother. I said that's a way to really get out there. You got to connect with people, but you got to know who you are. You got to do some soul searching and say, you know what, I'm unique on this planet. There'll never be another me. There never was me, and there'll never be another me. This is impossible. And so, since that mathematical improbability exists, I'm unique in this moment. There's another. So let me look in me and find out what's in me. Who am I? What do I know how to do? Am I a connector like a God, brother Ghazi? Am I a great singer, or maybe I'm a great mathematician? I really always love science or art or whatever your thing is. Mine it. Go in there and extract all the benefits out of it because there are a plethora of people, a whole bunch of people on the planet that want to know what you already know, that want to know how to navigate what you already been through. There's a bunch of folks all over the planet say, man, I wish I knew somebody who said, brother, don't worry about what your mama said, man. You can work. You all out of school? Yeah, I graduated. She said you can work in college, man. You can get a little job on campus, work at a little restaurant, something. You can get $100, bro. You start your music business over there. Do that. Somebody to be able to tell me something. If somebody would have mind their business, they could have gave some to me. Say, you know what? I got some jewels out of my life. Right? I've mined some jewels, and boom, let me drop some on you. Mind your business. Mind your business. Oh, I'm gonna. And then order. Now, if you really look at what brother Daryl just gave us, he really gave us how the universe was formulated. I don't know if he set it up that way, or if he realized that's what he's doing in the Money Game book, how black people win and dominate. But it's motion and order. So when he talked about distraction, the opposite of that is traction, right? Motion and movement. And then the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that motion precedes order. You start motion, start doing some stuff, start moving. Just start moving. Don't worry about all the particulars and got to line this up and get this right and make sure all this all. No, you get doing too much. You're doing too much too early. Start the motion, right? Extract the benefit, get your mind right. Or he said the first thing he had to make was brains for himself, the creator. Brains so he could think himself into existence, think it all up, start to really process some stuff in a real way. And then you start to order it. Let's get the motion together, get your mind right, and then start to order it. Get some order to all of that. I promise you, brothers and sisters, if you actually follow these steps and join the call, join the club, get involved in what we're trying to guide you to. I'm going to guarantee you, if you put in the work, you do the heavy lifting, that you will be living a better life than you are right now. One of the things I say, and Brother Daryl's lived this way pretty much his whole life, like me, that we strive that every interaction we have with people, we leave them better than we found them. You may be mad, I ain't messing with you no more. You may be real salty, I ain't messing with you no more. I'm cool on you, but it ain't because I did you dirty. Oh, no, 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 no. It won't be because I did you dirty. No, 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 no. No, I will leave you better than I find you. Your life is going to be better because you had an interaction with me. That's my personal motto. I leave things better than I found it, not worse. Why? That's what I've mined out of me. I'm like, that's my personal ethics. And so Brother Daryl's that same way. So we say, you know what? Since that's our way, that's how we've lived our lives for the majority of our lives, if not all of it. Let's start to really let's find a core group of people and help them and see if we can really touch people in their hearts and their minds and their spirits to say, you know what? I can live a better life. By mining out of me, I have so many gifts, so many jewels, so much riches and wealth. My cup will be runneth over that I can now start to spread it abroad. I can start to give gifts out. I can start to say, hey, brother, so let me drop this on you. Come here, brother. Let me bless you with this wisdom real quick. Start to help more and more people. That's how we win and dominate. It doesn't stop with just us. You're doing this so that when you can help not only yourself, because that's primary, yourself, your family, and then ultimately our people. That's the order. Don't skip the order now. Don't try to go first to the people. It's all the people. No, 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 no. That's out of order. Yourself, your family, your immediate surroundings, right? See if you can try these techniques out with the people right around you, and then take it abroad and say, okay, now we can go out to the greater community and we can expand our breasts and coat of many colors and, open up to the go ye to all the world and preach the acceptable year of our prosperity. You can do that then. All right, brother, sister. So that's it, brother. There, I pray that I said something that helped somebody, something out of it. But follow those steps and get into the book. Get the Money Game book. If you don't have it, you got to get it because there are jewels in it. I don't think Brother Daryl even know he dropped in the book, but it's there. But it's all there. I mean, it's got to come out. So,
That's right.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, praise be to Allah. Thank you, Courage Coach. Brothers and sisters, see, what you've got is worth thousands and thousands of dollars, but you got to put it to the exchange. Right? Money is no good if you don't put it to the exchange. Right? So what you need to do, brothers and sisters, you need to sign up. Right? Because everything is limited. Time is limited. My time on this earth, Brother Coach time, your time, it's all limited. So we got to learn how to take advantage of the time that we have. And the time we have is right now. And how you take care of right now will help dictate on what you get in the future. How you'll spend your time tomorrow, the week after that, and the week after that. That's why we come here on Sundays. On Sundays. That's strategic. Getting ready to go to work, you're dreading to go to work, you're looking for all kind of opportunities. So Sunday is the day traditionally for most people want to look for doing something different because they dread going to school and, starting a new week. So we're here on second and the fourth Sunday of every month, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's what, 4 on the, what's that on the West Coast? 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then 7 on the East Coast. 7 on the East Coast, brothers and sisters. But you want to get on that list. You want to get on that list because that's where it's going to be happening at. That's where we're going to just pull the curtains back. No holds bar. We're going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to give you the naked truth. Mm-hmm. The naked truth, brothers. Because why? Because the time dictates it. We don't have time to play around. Every second we play around is costing our lives, our family's life, our community. While they scrambling and fighting, that's when we can be making our move. While everybody else distracted, talking about everything else, right? We need to be making our move, brothers. So if you're about that life, if you like what you heard from myself and the Courage Coach, see how we broke that things down? You'll pay thousands of dollars to go see Anthony Robbins. And he gonna give you the generic for everybody. But we gonna give it to you so we can understand from our vernacular, from our collective as Black people in America life experience. Because we have a collective life experience, you know, that only we can relate to. Right? Just like a drug addict has their life experience, they all can relate, right? Same thing here with our soul journey here in America, brothers and sisters. So make sure you sign up there, be a part of it, make a donation. This is the money game. This is not entertainment. It's not Saturday Night Live. This is not, you know, Jim Kimball. This is about some serious discussion about that which makes the world go round, right? And that's money. Trust and believe. Is money. All right. So as we always say, second, fourth Sunday, 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, brothers and sisters, mark your calendar, hit the subscribe and notification. Check out the other programs here on this beautiful, beautiful network, Closing the Gap Network. All right. And as we say at the end of every show, we'll see you at the top, not from the top. No. Because you, your family, and most importantly, our Black community deserves your very best. Now go out and win and dominate. Peace.